Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esteemed Gentleman podcast for September 10th. I'm your host, Scott LeBrie. Joined alongside me, we have Uncle Teabag, Tyler Sunt.
Hello.
And we have all day Eric Deshane as well.
What's up?
Well, you know, we did a little bit of a thing
We
today.
We did a thing. Well, you guys did a thing. I was there just to kind of watch and laugh my ass off the whole time. I didn't do much, but you two were the brainchild of that one. It's glorious.
Everybody had to play their part.
Well, yeah, you built the table.
Yeah,
You were the referee. We wouldn't have figured that out.
Fuck.
We're not crafty like that.
Fuck off. It was some plywood and some screws.
You had a killer line in the commercial.
The video game commercial.
Great line. I don't think no one caught it if ever watched it because it's just such a good line.
My little sister saw it and she laughed.
Oh, good.
Or no, my older sister. She
Nicholas, yeah. I mean,
The funny, the dialogue goes by so fast. You have to go back and read it again. If you're not following really quickly. Yeah, they said they're
couldn't stop laughing in a commercial. I saw that. I'm like,
Oh,
yes,
fuck.
Scott gets me. Attaboy.
the commercial was
was
perfect, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny.
Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, go onto our YouTube channel or just go to our Facebook page. We linked it there.
Yeah,
It's we released a new skit called Esteemed Wrestling Federation Tuesday Night Takedown. Dave Dusky versus Scott Connors.
Yep. And it's epic
Oh, it's so good.
and ridiculous.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's our most what's it called? Not overwhelming, but
Production wise,
Yeah.
it took the longest to
Highest
make.
budget.
Yeah.
Of all
Our
the
biggest
skits we made,
production.
it's only been two skits.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, our biggest production yet.
So.
Yeah. A whopping
But
8.5 minutes.
we'd love to talk about it on this episode, but we wanted to have Dave actually come on the podcast, talk about it, because he had a big part in that as well. So
He did.
of course, he's freaking sick, bastard.
Yep.
So we'll have him hopefully on the weekend. He can come over and we'll have it on Monday. Will be our breakdown going into the
Deep dive.
the minutia. All the details, because there's a lot of details I'm sure people might have missed.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. It's very Easter egg heavy.
like the shirt. I asked my sister, "Did you notice the shirt?" And they're like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, we should have done a close up on the shirt."
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
but
shit going on.
Yeah, but it'll be Monday. Tune in Monday. We'll be talking all about it the whole episode.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for this episode, I just want to talk briefly about today PlayStation Showcase.
Oh,
happened.
yeah. That was not today.
And they showed off a bunch of cool new games. They showed off the trailer, kind of a CG trailer for Spider-Man 2
Yes.
game. And it shows both Peter Parker and Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Yep.
And there's a voiceover, and I'm guessing it's Kraven the Hunter who's talking over it.
I don't know who that is.
I know. haven't seen
He's
it
like
yet, no.
Did you ever watch the old animated, the 1990s animated series?
Probably not, no.
Very
He's got like
briefly.
the lion head
Yeah.
around him and stuff like that. And he's always trying to hunt the biggest game, and he's killed all the strongest animals. So now he's going after
Sounds like that
superheroes
guy
and
from
shit.
Invincible. That's probably who they ripped it off from.
Oh, probably.
probably.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
alien lion looking guy that
Oh,
fucked up all the guys.
yeah. You're not wrong. That's almost like verbatim, exactly the same character as that. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're not wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
And then at the end of the trailer, they also showed off Venom. So Venom's gonna be in it too. So
Oh, that was sweet.
very, very cool. They showed off a bunch of other stuff. They showed off a lot of new gameplay and footage of God of War Ragnarok,
Ooh.
Which I still have yet to see.
which is pretty awesome. They showed off. They didn't show Thor. They released an image of him after thing, but they had him, the voice actor, talking, and it's I guess Opie from Sons of Anarchy. I never watched the show.
Oh, Hurst or whatever his name is.
Yes, Ryan Hurst.
Ryan Hurst.
He's
He's
doing the voice.
Yeah. Well, he even looks like Thor. Opie from Sons of Anarchy. You ever seen Sons of Anarchy?
No, I haven't. No. I know Ron Perlman's in it. That's it.
Yeah, very different take on Thor. He's like redheaded, and he's kind of
Oh, very Norskin.
yeah. They're like, forget the Australian hunk or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not Thor. They're going more traditional route with Thor. So
Nice. Cool.
that looks pretty sweet. They also showed off that Atreus, the kid, is a little bit older. He's like a teenager now.
Okay.
So his voice dropped a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And then they showed Tyr, which is the Norse god of war. They showed him off. They find him. He's like in a prison somewhere. So
cool.
And they said Ragnarok is coming, and they try to they're gonna try to prevent it. And Atreus is like, the only way we're gonna stop Ragnarok is by going to war, and Kratos doesn't really want to go to war
because he's been at war his whole life.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of conflict and tension between the two. It's like, oh man, it looks so freaking good.
Sweet.
Oh man, tell a good story. They can.
They got like a dog sled. Awesome.
Dog sled. I gotta watch this trailer now.
Yeah,
Same, yeah.
that's sweet.
Sold me on dog sled.
And then they had a couple of surprises too. They flashed the Insomniac logo, so everybody's like, "Oh shit, is this Spider-Man?" And then it shows like a bar scene with everybody laid out and a dude just sitting at the bar with a cowboy hat on. And then some dude in the background gets up, he pulls out a knife, and it cuts over to the guy sitting at the bar, and he has his hand on the bar, and all of a sudden just
shink, yeah,
snicked,
and it says Marvel Wolverine 2023. It's like, oh damn, they're making a Marvel, or they're making a Wolverine game.
A great company's in charge of it.
Yes,
that's exciting.
That's the guys who make Spider-Man games, so
yeah,
that is going to be great. And the other big surprise, they let off with the biggest surprise was. They announced that Knights of the Old Republic is getting a remake.
I kind of saw that. Yeah,
I saw that on Reddit. Yeah, so
I saw it today. I never looked much at the. Did they have any trailers or anything like that? No.
Just like a brief little thing where some voiceover thing is like, blah blah, the strongest Sith of this time or something like that, and then it shows Darth Revan, who's the guy from.
Yeah, the whole series,
So yeah, I'm like, well, dope.
Yeah, I played the second one. I enjoyed that, but that one definitely needs a revamp for sure because it's a tough sell to get people to play it nowadays because of how it is and how it functions and how it looks. So
well, that's the thing. Like I've always heard it's the best Star Wars game. Like up there.
2, I really like a lot. It's phenomenal.
And like I'd love to play it, but like same thing. It's like, well, this was an original Xbox game. Like that's. Ooh.
Yeah, that's aged. Yeah,
like I don't know. There's many like Xbox, PS2 games that go back and you're like, this looks pretty good. It's like, nah, this looks pretty bad.
This functions good. It's like it was good for the time, but now it's 2021. It's like, yeah, not so much.
Even like going back and looking at like PS3 screenshots, it's just like, ugh.
Like, well, everything was so great,
and they were top notch,
scaled, and
at the time we thought they were like, oh man,
because another one was Alan Wake remake. They showed that off, and then they had somewhere later they posted side by side shots of like the old Alan Wake and this one. I'm like, oh, I remember Alan Wake? That's Xbox 360. Like that game looked pretty good. And it's like, ew, what the hell is
this?
Ew.
I thought that looked like a human
at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like what's that one? Heavy Rain.
Oh yeah.
I watched that. I'm like, man, this is like photorealistic. You see rain droplets fall on their face. You look at it now, it's like, oh, it's like potato vision. It's like, what is happening? When you compare it to like Detroit Become Human, it's like, oh, night and day difference. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's not even that long of a period of time either.
That's the thing that you think about how much is improved over those years and how much more improved at the same time down the road still. It's like, goddamn, like that's what, 11 years ago, and now look how far ahead we are now. So yeah.
So I thought in honor of KOTOR, as the kids say, getting a remake, I thought we'd talk about other things that should be remade, because we always talk about like, why are they remaking this? Why are they rebooting this?
Yes,
leave it in the past. But there are some things like KOTOR where it's like, good.
Yeah,
they should remake that for a newer audience, newer technology now is available. So is there anything you guys that jump out to mind that deserves a remake in your mind?
Well, they don't have a lot of. I mean, there are strategy games, but not like they used to.
No, you're on the same boat as me, weren't you? Yeah. Yep.
Command and Conquer, man.
Warhammer. Oh no.
No.
Oh, there's enough of that.
I never played on Dawn of War 2. That was a big one too, but I was
like Dawn of War
was the first thing I thought of as well. But yeah.
And I've been watching on Steam for sales on Dawn of War. I'm like, oh, it's an old game. It looks very boxy and shitty. But it's got nothing but overwhelmingly positive reviews. And it's like, fuck, I should get this because it's got every faction that's available on the tabletop games. Like, fuck. But Command and Conquer.
Oh, Command and Conquer. To me, that's just that needs to get something done for sure.
Because Kane's Wrath and Tiberium Wars 3, like I really like that one, and that was like the last, like that was like the most updated. And then you go back to like Red Alert, well, even playing Year's Revenge was nostalgic, but if that was
Yeah.
remade
Oh, man.
on a grand scale with like base building, walls, defenses, power management, all that stuff, man.
I was gonna say, like, how do you remake Command and Conquer? Like, to me, that like,
You just polish up the graphics.
I guess like that's
Make the
all, that's
maps
all
massive.
you can do. I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could do like,
Yeah, it wouldn't be much of an upgrade. I still prefer the sprite work of the Old Riddler 2 and Yuri's Revenge, where
and the campy,
Yeah.
just the campy story. Have a good like,
yeah.
well, you get the star-studded cast, like all the B movie actors doing like these stupid little cameos where they're talking to you,
Yeah.
right? Because they play like generals and they're giving you your missions. You're a commander of like this army, and you got to do all these missions, and depending on which faction you pick. And I always just loved that. The storyline,
yeah.
the story mode was always my favorite. But that would be a great one, I think, to remake. That'd be awesome.
And then was it 2 years ago they released the Command and Conquer for the mobile version of it. It was such a
Tiberium Dawn or something
it
stupid
was
like that.
Such
like,
a slap in the face for the fans.
yeah,
because
get out of here.
That
What are you
was just
doing?
like, yeah, you took what we love and you're making something worse out of it. Like you fuckers, man.
Right. Because I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I love strategy games of all different types. Turn-based, not so much, but whatever. But Total War is really really good. But there's just not like that where you like the thing I loved about Red Alert was how you can build your base and you can make it look however you want. And you can build your walls, you have your defenses, and you have your own play style. Whereas Total War, you pick a faction. And it's like the map's pretty much as is. You train your army and you go. Like the battles, like there's no better battles that you'll ever witness than playing Total War. But in these games, like you can slap them all together. You can make them go do whatever. You can have your airfields. You can have, like on your superpowers and shit like that too. Like man, yeah. They don't make them like they used to.
No. Westwood Studios, man. EA just destroyed them.
EA just took them over, and I gotta give it to them. Generals was pretty good. I like Generals. Kind of Conquer Generals.
But that
good.
was still like Westwood involvement though. That was before. It was like one of the last hurrahs before they got fully taken over, because I think the way I understood was like that was in development, and then EA bought out Westwood, and then it took a full control over it from that point on. But like afterwards from that, I was like, not so much.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my pick for sure. That was my pick for sure.
Solid pick.
Yep, a good strategy based building game.
One game that came to mind for me was Chrono Trigger.
Oh yeah.
Which one is that?
Chrono Trigger was a Super Nintendo game. It's come out on some other stuff, but it's made by Squaresoft, I believe.
Yeah, it's Squaresoft. Well,
guys
Square
who did-
Enix now. Squaresoft then, yeah. So.
The guys who did do Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
But all the art was done by Akira Toriyama, the
Toriyama.
guy who does Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh.
And it's kind of like this Final Fantasy, but there's a lot of there's a time machine involved, so they go back to the past, to medieval thing, and you get some party members from that time, and you'll go to the future, and you get a robot companion, and then you go back all the way to prehistoric dinosaur times, and
shit.
all this crazy
Turok
stuff.
Dino
and
Crisis
then,
shit going on.
and it's
yeah.
and then you find out that you're impacting history. It's all the same world or whatever. So you're impacting history. It's oh, why is this sort of thing out is in the present time? And then it's oh, it's because you guys fucked shit up in the past when you went back there or something like that.
Oh, cool.
So,
that's a good premise.
yeah, and then they had this really cool system where it was team up moves. So you could depending on who's in your party, you can do special team up moves, and they would do more damage or whatever and that sort of thing. So it was kind of cool idea. So yeah, it would be cool to see if they can go the Final Fantasy VII remake route, make that more of an action-y game, and with some RPG elements in it.
Well,
Still.
they're pretty much in the style already, because the layout in that game, you're not it's one side versus one side turn based. No, how you guys are laid out on the field at the time of combat affects how they're going to attack and what they're going to do next, right? So I think a remake of the Final Fantasy style would be the best option too for that, because it's very much a position attack and change and style. You can plan it out more strategically than before then. So yeah, I think that'd be a good call.
Yeah. It made me think of what you're talking about. That was Time Splitters. You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
Time Splitters? Mm-hmm. That'd be a good one, I think. That'd be a lot of fun. One of the things that I really liked about it was being able to build your own mission. You could customize, make missions, characters, loadouts, have patrols, whatever. And I used to make maps and challenge my brothers on it all the time. I can't believe I had forgotten about that. That was one of the most fun things I've done. Like that game was awesome, and multiplayer was awesome, and the different game modes you could play too, like Infected and whatever, like all that stuff. I think a lot of new games have taken from Time Splitters. I think Time Splitters was really like one of the first ones to do a lot of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That.
for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. My brother had a GameCube, and he used to play that game. And that, well, even the graphics then was like just.
Yeah, all back on the GameCube was a potato still, but now it's like, oh man, that was so cool.
But GameCube at the time was just like
yeah.
the graphics were incredible. Yeah, Time Splitters would be another good one, I think.
There we go. Yeah. You reckon any games that you think need
One
a
I'm
remake?
surprised that hasn't been released yet or even whispered about still is Star Fox, which to me was like one of the pinnacle Nintendo games, like especially Star Fox 64. And they've made a few games since, and they've all been misses since. But I think they're trying too hard to like do something new every time. Like the last one that came out was for the Wii U, and you steered with the Wii U controller, and then while trying to shoot with the screen on one and steer with the other screen, it was just too much at once, right? So it didn't sell very well. But I think people just wanted to have a Star Fox 64 back again, right? So which to me, I'm surprised that something that simple has not been done yet by Nintendo, because it's such a fun and simple game mechanic, and just fun games to play, and they haven't even done it since. So. But yeah, I think it's just they want to be so innovative, and they're kind of missing the point of what makes those games so good to begin with.
Would you keep it like same kind of like on rails kind of thing?
It's the same, the third person behind the jet shooter style, just with updated graphics and more map styles and just more things. Yeah, it's simple. It's simple and basic, but
yeah, I could see that. Like, I would definitely be like, I'd get behind it if that was like a $30 game.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
Like I don't think
if they remake 64, it's for sure. But if they're making a new game and they're new stuff, for sure. But like, don't take away that what was the fun part about it to begin with in the first place. Like trying to make this new control system so complicated that no one wants to get into it. Well, then that's a tough sell right there. But if you make a new game with new stuff, but then make it worth the $60 point. But the remake, it'll go cheaper that way. But yeah, depends on how it is.
You guys saying that makes me think of I just bought Crash Team Racing, the revamp one, and it's literally the exact same game, just with updated graphics, and that's it. There is nothing new about it, and I'm like, fuck, man, I paid like almost $40 for this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I felt ripped off. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed playing it. The graphics are good, and it's fun, but it's like, there's nothing new. There's no like. There's nothing really significantly different than the old one besides the graphics, and I guess like there's like an adventure mode, but it's kind of the same because there is a little bit of an adventure mode in Crash Team Racing from the very first PlayStation. But yeah, just there's no new mechanics. Like you think they would like try to do something a little bit different, but I was gonna say, like also Twisted Metal, but then I heard that they're gonna release something that's gonna completely blow people's fucking minds. It's like a quote from one of the developers.
You see that every time they release a Twisted Metal game, but yeah.
But the last time we got a Twisted Metal game was what? That wasn't Black. It was
It was PS3.
Yeah, it was PS3. What the hell was it? And it was like super mediocre.
Yeah.
Like incredibly mediocre. But Twisted Metal needs to be. Because like Rocket League's like, that's okay, but you need Twisted Metal. Or like
that's another thing though. It's like, it's hard to imagine like a Twisted Metal in 2021. Because, like, in PlayStation 1, it makes sense to have a Twisted Metal game, like, drive around a small little course shooting things. But it's like, wow, games have progressed so much that it's like, is it still fun to drive around and shoot people in the little thing? Like, that's an offshoot in Mario Kart. That's just a separate mode. Like, I don't know if you can do a whole game.
Because there's battle mode in that, and then Crash Team Race, the same thing. There's a battle mode where you have your power-ups and whatever.
So it's like, do you like somehow like make it like some open world, like The Crew or some crazy bullshit like that? Like, how does that work?
I think
you could do that, and you could do like an open world where you pick up campaigns, like because you pick a character and because I remember like playing the old games, I loved the story modes for it, and then each character that you play has a different reason why they're in this tournament.
Yeah.
And then they get to have a wish at the end granted, like one singular wish. And then back in the day, it was Calypso that would grant the wish. And he would like put a huge twist on it at the end and whatever, right? And then Sweet Tooth ended up becoming the new, because that was his wish. He's like, I want to be the new runner of this tournament. And it's like, no, you can't do that. That's not one of the blah, blah, blah. And then Calypso got fucked over. And so he was like, well, I'm going to win the next tournament. So the fourth one, he had like a nuclear missile truck, like a Soviet era fucking.
Yeah.
It was so like the story mode was really good. I think if you had like an open world where you drive around and you can like.
Like, what if they make like Twisted Metal kind of like Saints Row or something like that, like Saints Row 3 or something. Like you can get out of the vehicles and you have crazy weapons and shit, and you got crazy vehicles.
Maybe.
Yeah, because they kind of did that in 4, Twisted Metal 4, where you can customize your own character and your own vehicle and have different types of weapons. You can actually customize it completely. And the sounds that they made, like you have like little horns and stuff. So I could see that being a thing. Like you build yourself basically like a huge death machine for the next big tournament. And you go around, like you win a tournament, you get all these points, you can upgrade your truck and do whatever, and then you can go in and whatever, kind of like Death Race or something. Even not Death Race, because that's a race, whereas Twisted Metal is like you basically are in a small town and you're fucking trying to murder the other drivers, right?
But I mean, like you can come out with like a car combat game. So
Oh yeah.
don't charge full price for that. I don't think you can do an $80 or $90 for PS5 now.
No.
Unless there's a significant story mode where it's like,
But even still, it's like you're gonna
even
do
still,
like a 30-hour story of Twisted Metal. Like that's you might get bored of that. Like,
well,
I
that's
don't know.
between all the different characters you can choose from and their different abilities and the shit that they can whatever. Because that's what I liked about the old ones so much. And then you unlocked like new ones at the end, like
Right.
Minotaur and Augur and those guys. Axel fused to the fucking wheels. That game was bonkers.
Yeah.
Seems like hell.
Yeah.
What about movies? Any movies you guys think deserve a remake? I have one.
What's that?
Doom
Oh,
with The Rock.
Oh yeah.
how about we just remove, like, Control Alt Delete that initial one and
Well,
just
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Just remake. I like, because what if they made like, have you guys seen Hardcore Henry?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
The first part? Like, what if they make a Doom movie kind of like that, where it's just like you're the Doom Slayer because he's like doesn't talk
Oh, we should get
And
on
just-
the horn with those guys.
and he's just like
Be
going
like, hey,
around
man.
fucking killing.
Because the only good part of that entire movie was that little 4-minute section where
If
it
that,
was first
yeah.
person and he was going around shooting the demons. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what I do.
that'd be a great one. That's a great one, a really good one, for sure. For remakes though, for movies, I'm trying to think because they've remade so much, man. It's insane.
I have another one.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh
So,
god.
yeah,
Do Super Mario Brothers,
make it
even if it's
CG.
animated,
Yeah,
CG,
I'm surprised they haven't done. I mean,
Like,
Nintendo,
why-
Team up with Pixar.
right?
Nintendo doesn't really make movies though. I'm trying to think last time. Well, Detective Pikachu. When was the last like Nintendo movie?
Yeah, but that's not Nintendo. That's the Pokemon company.
Oh, true.
Mm-hmm.
And Nintendo doesn't make movies, which is it was just surprising.
You think they would kind of dip into that? They have the money for
well,
it. Like, why wouldn't
They
you?
did it once with the original Mario Brothers and Knuckle that turned out. So.
No, I mean that movie
Maybe
holds a
that's why,
special
yeah.
place in my heart because I watched that movie
I
a
was just
lot.
watching it crying. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I remember as a kid watching that movie.
Even
That's
with like
not a Goomba.
even
Right? Like, what the fuck is
even with the high animation levels
small
in
head,
Japan,
big bodies, but like they have big heads, small bodies. Like, what? And then Yoshi's a
Okay.
Velociraptor. What the fuck is happening?
yeah, that was
And then
bad.
eating little mushrooms, like mushrooms growing, you just eat them, and then you get fucked up. And John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins.
Yeah,
And then Daisy, she's like what, trying to run for mayor, and the two plumbers are, yeah. Oh god, I was a kid when I watched it. Oh my god, it's so bad. But then Dennis Hopper fucking stole the show. He was so good because he knew how ridiculous the movie was. He was just like, I don't give a
that's
shit,
true,
whatever. Yeah, it was good. And he turned into a weird dinosaur fungus melty thing at the end. And yeah, it
Yeah.
was weird. Anyway, sorry, I went on a tirade there. Tirade.
Well, I was saying that surprisingly, even with the studio levels in Japan, how well they can make things. There's nothing even like close to coming out yet for something like that. Because even like a animated, anime style, or even just cartoon style, something Mario would be coming out, but nothing though, which is surprising to me though, because that's a good IP to kind of just like animate a the original story of, or the Galaxy Super Mario Galaxy story of, or
Right.
something. Yeah, but nothing though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always, I don't know. I'd rather like see it like in the 3D animation style rather than 2D. But Japan doesn't really do 3D animation that much, eh? Not really. Can't even think of like one big movie that's like that. I don't know.
Advent Children.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Even that was still how many years ago now? 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got those hybrid anime style with CG
With
helping
CG,
this.
which is a big thing nowadays. Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Terrible. Well, actually, it's okay if it's backgrounds. Don't do your characters as 3D.
Right.
3D cell shaded garbage looking
Right.
shit.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah, speaking of that, for the first time, I watched one of the episodes of What If. I wanted to watch the zombie episode because I was like, I gotta watch this, and I watched it. I'm like, it was just, yeah, I don't know.
The way it's animated.
The way it's animated, it's weird.
No.
It's really weird, but it's like it's the original actors doing the voiceovers.
Yeah, they all do the voice actors. Yeah,
like that's kind of cool,
Yeah.
Maybe it was just that episode just wasn't very appealing. Because there's like the Watcher or whatever, like one of the big things is telling the story of like what happens. Like in this one, I don't know if whatever. There's a little bit of a twist on when the Hulk comes back to warn everybody about Thanos, right?
Oh yeah.
But like Hank Pym went back to save his wife, but she had been down there so long that she contracted a parasitic virus, quantum virus, and then bit Hank, and then Hank came back and bit Paul Rudd, and it just spread in the whole city, and the Avengers tried to come down, and then Hank Pym like shrunk and bit Iron Man in the neck. That's why he didn't and then he turned, and it's like, so the idea was there, it was super cool, but it was just like the animation was super like campy, and it had potential to be scary. There were some fucking pretty cool parts, but
And I think that happens in the Marvel Zombies comic, right? Somebody shrinks down and gets in.
Yeah, and then the Ant-Man, like he gets like really, really big. Like they're able to talk and stuff, but these are just like, they're pretty much feral, but they know what their powers are.
Oh.
Is what they are. They don't talk and like do stuff. Like Wanda is like the ultimate villain and doesn't attack Vision because he's not bio-organic.
Yeah.
That's why he's able to like do research, try to find a cure. He's like the one that's trying to find a cure.
That's cool.
So I'm ruining the whole thing for you,
That's cool.
but it's like, and it's so quick that there's no emotional attachment to any of the characters, and I don't know if this is going to continue because the twist at the end is just like, whoa, but like, yeah.
Interesting.
But the art style, back to the art style, it's weird. I don't know. It's like super fluid, kind of
Yeah.
3D cartoony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, as for remakes, I don't really know like that really warrants like a really good one. Ones that have already been done but failed countless times.
I got one that you might be against because I just want to see it like this. Not so much remade, but mostly updated and retold. Starship Troopers.
That was one I was actually really leaning towards. Like it's really good. It still holds up. Like the effects still hold up. But if they took it very seriously and made a serious thing, and like this is a serious threat and how the world would be, not just like a big satire.
Yeah.
You know, and like kind of over the top, goofy, over the top gore
I
fest.
don't mind it, but like
No, I loved it. It's one of my favorite movies.
But like the whole premise of like the us versus the bugs and
Yeah.
a whole idea behind it, I don't mind that. I don't
Right.
really mind seeing that being taken more seriously and being better. But I'm like, I wonder how we feel
Fighting
about
like
that.
this big infestation of bugs taking over the galaxy, and you got to try and stop them, and you're sending Marines out there
And I
to
think-
squash them.
And I was thinking like if it's gonna be serious like that, it should be like an HBO series, like a serious Showtime, like a dramatic series where anybody could die or anybody could. Yeah.
Keep the gore, keep the shock factor,
exactly,
keep it like really like holy fuck kind of thing. But
they're in it for the shit, and they may not come out alive, kind of thing.
right,
So, right, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be a lot of fun. I think.
Why not?
Smashing bugs.
I think if you
man.
get rid of the satire element of it, you just get another Dude Bro army movie.
Kind of. I
Kind
guess.
of. I mean,
What's the difference between shooting bugs, shooting zombies, and shooting aliens?
Right. That's like Warhammer.
That's true.
All together. There's a
true,
lot
man.
of just the
that's
same shit.
true. You got a point
Yeah.
there, Scott. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see somebody like with a lot of creativity and like a cool imagination like that
'Cause
to
I
just
don't
try
know,
to
I don't know.
make it into something.
Because it's just bugs. They don't have like no conflict. I guess. I'm like you can't like side like.
But they're smart ones that can manipulate, and they
Yeah.
can like manipulate, and then they can
Yeah.
make people do things.
I'll give you a miniseries. That's it.
one, yeah, just a
Take it or leave
miniseries.
it. It's a miniseries.
Not a season.
No, yeah.
a miniseries.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
On
Yeah.
Mr. HBO,
Yeah.
you get one miniseries.
Yeah,
That's it.
one miniseries.
Yeah.
Signed it
Get
up.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's like,
Yeah.
but 8 episodes.
Right.
But 7 episodes.
Right.
6. Like,
yeah.
keep going. You'll be at a 1 hour special.
Right.
Made for television special.
Yeah, I think a lot of some of the remakes that should be done is like old movies. Like I know Ben-Hur was, but that did so abysmal that that shouldn't count. Do
Yeah.
one like Ben-Hur. Do one for Spartacus, like an actual movie, like
Yeah.
like Ridley Scott or somebody that.
That was on my list too as well because I was thinking the whole time. My first thought that came to my mind for this whole topic was the original Universal monster movies, like the original Frankenstein, the original Mummy, and Like the ones
They tried that.
They tried that, and
with Tom Cruise.
they tried it to be more modern, but they did not look at the source material and how good the source material was.
Right.
Because the original Frankenstein, the Frankenstein story itself is a great It's all about understanding your place in the world and the concept of you, right? So, and they never fit on done well to the sense, right? And they still missed the point on that. And with the Mummy too, that series is mostly a revenge story of when he gets back. Is to bring his wife back and just take revenge on those who've done him wrong and stuff like that. Like the topics are there, business are there, but they do it too Hollywood style now and so over the top. It's just not fun to watch. And,
was that like most recent Invisible Man? Was that a Universal thing or was that something else?
Oh, that was.
Well, it's the same guys that made like Lee Wannell directed it and wrote it. So it's the same guys that made like Insidious and Annabelle and those ones. I don't know if that's.
But
Universal.
I don't think it's on the Universal Invisible Man.
It's not part of that universe.
No.
It's not part of any of that.
But
It's its own separate entity, but I don't know what studio it was.
I mean, at that point, I think it's like a license-free idea.
Yeah.
But it's not like, it was just a suit, right? The whole...
The whole twist
Yeah.
is it's just a suit that a guy uses and uses it perfectly.
Yeah,
The movie, it's fucking so good.
But like how you guys were saying, like with older movies, like the one that I would thought of was To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, yeah.
Just like loaded up with like all like the Oscar-winning actors and just like win all the Oscars, win them all.
It would.
Right.
It really... And nowadays
Talk
it
about
absolutely-
shit going on today.
It absolutely freaking would.
Something
man.
like that.
Just like beat the record, get what is it?
Super woke ass movie.
Oh, yeah.
Well, even you just do the
Just do this exact same script.
Or do that story. Yeah.
Same story, just...
Oh yeah,
now.
like in that time period and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just
Oh
get
yeah.
good actors.
Yeah.
And,
Because that movie, the fact that it still holds up
Yeah.
today is like, man, if you got a good director and you got good actors, like
get
today's
one of
like
them frickin'
modern.
Stranger Things kids to play Jim.
Yeah.
It's probably the same age.
Who'd
Right.
you get to play... what's the lawyer's name? I forget him.
Yeah. I don't know.
I forget.
DiCaprio?
Finch? Atticus?
Oh, Atticus Finch.
Atticus Finch.
Atticus Finch, yes.
What's his name? The guy who plays And There Will Be Blood in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Oh, Damian Lewis?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Damian Lewis
He
is
would
the
be.
other guy.
I was thinking the same thing. 'Cause
Maybe
he's the only
him.
one that can take it so seriously and so over the
He's
top.
kind of on the older side, but
But yeah, I mean, so is Finch.
Robert
but I
De
mean-
Niro. Just kidding.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking too. Was
Real
Robert De
older
Niro.
side, yeah.
But he's like,
Oh, he's ancient.
yeah, nobody wants him in the serious movies anymore. He's in Grandpa Wars or whatever the
Bad
fuck that last one.
Grandpa?
Yeah, no, Grandpa Wars, like
Oh my god.
something stupid
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
with the Stranger Things kid,
Yeah.
the guy with the messed up mouth.
Oh, he's in there. Oh god.
What happened to those two?
He's got grandkids. He's got to make some movies for his grandkids.
That's
Right?
true.
Yeah.
Grandpa, I want to watch Taxi Driver. No.
Back in my day.
Raging Bull? No, definitely not.
Right?
Watch Grandpa Wars. I hate this movie.
Goodfellas? This Goodfellas sounds good. Definitely no.
Great.
Casino.
Was it Dirty Grandpa? Was the one with
Bad
Zac Efron?
It
Grandpa.
was like I found that was a terrible
Oh, no,
movie.
Dirty Grandpa. Dirty Grandpa, sorry.
Yeah.
Bad Grandpa's the one with Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dirty
back-
Grandpa was. It is a stupid movie, but there are some funny scenes in it.
Oh, yeah. That was one. I like that.
With what's his name?
Neighbors.
Donald Glover or whatever. Danny Glover in the
Danny Glover, yeah.
in the old folks home. Fuck him up, Alf.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck them up, Al. Fuck. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's tough to find one. Like a lot of those old epics.
That's the
Sweeping
thing, though,
epics.
They're good as is, and when you try to remake them, like you kind of you tarnish what was good before, right? So do you either make it brand new, or do you take what's there and kind of change it up a little bit there?
Well, I think you would probably change up a few things. Don't do like a complete remake of it or like a whatever, but
yeah, it's tough call.
yeah.
I mean, like the To Kill a Mockingbird, the movie. I think I'm sure they've remade it like a couple times. Gotta be.
Oh, I'm sure, but at least once.
But the
or
one that
twice.
like stands out the most is like one that came out in the '60s,
Yeah.
whatever, with Gregory Peck or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a long time ago.
That is.
It's 60 years ago. So
Yeah.
maybe they can take another swing at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, shall we call her there, boys?
I think so.
Cool.
Nothing else really jumps out.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think needs to be remade. Video game, movie, TV show. I don't know if there's any TV shows.
TV shoes.
TV shoes.
I wish I had some TV shoes.
Wish I had shoes, period.
Oh, here we go.
And on that note, we will say goodbye. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you're listening on a podcast service. Give us a positive rating. Subscribe to the feed. Then head over to our Facebook page. Like the page. Drop us a question for Ask Us Anything one day. And like I said, let us know what you think needs to be remade. That'd be cool. And we'll be back here Monday to talk all about the EWF skit.
Yes.
See you there.
If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it.
Yes,
Goodbye.
Go check it out.
Watch it.
Yeah. See you.
Share the shit out of it.
Yes. Tell your grandma. Watch it.
Tell your parents.
She'll love it.
It's PG.
Bye.
Bye.